Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold Fans channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. B&B spoilers. Dollar Bill's dubious business comes back to haunt Katie, causing her heartbreak? According to teasers on The Bold and the beautiful Katie Logan Spencer will be ecstatic for the foreseeable future. Thanks to her husband, Dollar Bill Spencer, everything at her new fashion firm is coming together. However, Bill's business transactions haven't always been positive. Could Beatty's new business be negatively impacted by that? Does a dollar bill cause trouble? Katie Spencer's life is going great right now, but all she's doing is hiring fashion designers and choosing lovely gowns. Is there a boardroom at all? Beatty hasn't spent much time there yet. Katie didn't ask many questions when Bill Spencer proposed, because she was so thrilled about the new business. Was she supposed to? Dollar Bill Spencer has demonstrated his limitless wealth and connections throughout the years. Nothing is impossible for Bill to do. Last year, he spent millions of dollars to save his son Liam Spencer from a fictitious malignancy. There is no limit to how many mountains Bill can move when it comes to his family. But over the years, he has also engaged in some dubious business transactions and once employed a hitman. Will Justin Barber return as Bill's new fashion goon? As the game against the Forresters heats up, Bill could really use Justin's assistance right now. Is Katie's business in trouble? Rumor has it that Katie Spencer's business may never succeed. It would be tragic if Katie had to shut down her business because she discovered Dollar Bill had made a legal mess or stolen money from dubious investors, given the amount of effort and emotional drama that has gone into it thus far. Do you believe that Katie's business is doing well overall? Or would striking a bargain with Dollar Bill backfire on her? When it comes to business, can she truly trust her husband? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Daphne's untidy mother travels to Los Angeles, causing drama between Carter and her daughter before their wedding. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Daphne Rose's untidy mother might make an appearance in Los Angeles. Will Carter Walton and Daphne's mother have any pre-wedding drama? There were some clues of someone from Daphne's past appending everything back when B&B revealed their fall preview spoilers for 2025. That sparked rumors that Daphne's family might visit the area. That didn't work out in the end, of course, but it could still happen. Fans might yet encounter someone from Daphne's past now that 2026 has begun if the plot were somewhat delayed. Given that Carter and Daphne recently became engaged, this is particularly true. Some of Daphne's relatives in Paris might be excited to visit the man who has captured her heart once word gets out. Daphne informed Carter she wasn't the kind of person who required a relationship to be content after declining proposals from other men. Daphne's decision to wed Carter may come as a surprise because her family is probably aware of all of that. To make sure Daphne understands what she's getting herself into, a family member or two might very well show up. Since Daphne's mother makes the most sense in this situation, let's think about what would occur if she travels to Los Angeles before the wedding. Given his history of failed relationships and the several offers he has made over the years, Daphne's mother may be dubious of Carter's commitment to her. Carter may be put to the test by Daphne's mother to see if he is genuinely deserving of her daughter. However, it's possible that Daphne's mother is a troublesome gold digger who is looking for a wealthy Spencer or Forrester to grab onto while she's in Los Angeles. If Daphne's mother tries to woo someone and secure a new future for herself, we could see her complicating matters in various ways. In any case, Daphne said her family was waiting for her in Paris. Given that Daphne has chosen not to return home, it makes sense that a family member or two might visit her instead, especially since her wedding is quickly approaching. Stay in for updates on any upcoming shocks as teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Daphne and Carter may face obstacles en route to the altar. Fans are eagerly awaiting mayhem after a bold and beautiful twist. Even though we may have predicted it, Eric's choice to create Katie's debut collection nonetheless generated a stir among Bold and Beautiful fans, who are eagerly anticipating the impending clash. Other watchers on the thread were practically rubbing their hands together with anticipated joy when one Redditor predicted that Eric working with Katie would produce mayhem. "It's going to be delicious mayhem and I'm ready," said Dangerous Road 4626. Hollywood Cohen added. "I hope Katie actually comes out on top in this storyline and we don't get the 'oh, we're giving up and putting things back to normal in a few months' crap they gave us with Carter and Hope's takeover storyline." Following the episode, social media was ablaze. Ridge's decision to retire Eric before he was ready, as well as his and Brooke's response to Katie going out on her own, left a bad taste in the mouths of humility. Naturally, this is bold and beautiful, so the decision is not without controversy and queries, like, how in the world would the creator of Forrester join a rival startup in an attempt to help it outperform his own business? Given that Eric's recent employment on the soap opera requires him to constantly support Brooke, how in the world will he explain this to her? If Katie can't pull this off without Forrester, is she really winning? At last, in 2026, are we truly witnessing a male save a woman in business once more? Eric seemed to be stealing some of Katie's responsibilities. Eric came to her aid since she was having trouble, might have gotten in over her head, etc., similar to what they accomplished with HFTF on a regular basis in recent years. To be honest, I detest it. #bold and beautiful. It goes without saying that Katie would have needed to employ someone to develop her own line. Therefore, it might as well be a decision that generates the most drama possible. Fans of BNB see hypocrisy between Dylan's new course and Deke's ousting. Although Steffi is looking for a place for Dylan, she informed Deke that there was no room for her at Forrester Creations. On the bold and the beautiful, Dylan has it all. After learning that she is homeless, Will and Elektra moved in with her. She may now be hired by Forrester Creations. Deke was informed there was no space for him at the same location. Key takeaways: despite his lack of fashion knowledge, Dylan may have a new position at Forrester Creations. When Deke was told there was no room for him, he lost his job. Fans of BNB pointed out how blatantly hypocritical their plots were. Deke searches for his way. Deke had a purpose when he arrived in Los Angeles. After completing his studies in design, he aimed to make a name for himself in the fashion world. In order to prevent nepotism, he secretly sent his portfolio to Forrester Creations. He was given the chance to collaborate with his sister, Hope, because to his amazing creations. At first, Deke was employed as Hope for the future's principal designer. When Thomas came back to take his place, everything changed. He desired to collaborate with Zend, his cousin. Hope was informed by Steffi and Ridge that Deke was no longer welcome at Forrester Creations. She was instructed to fire her brother. As his relationship with Remy is in jeopardy, Deke is attempting to find his footing. Luck turns out for Dylan during the holiday season. Dylan's luck turned out. She was living out of her car. Will discovered. He and Elektra extended an invitation for her to move in with them, if only temporarily. Elektra is now aware that this might be an expensive error. Dylan is interested in her partner. She advised Dylan to get an apartment and a job as soon as possible. Steffi heard about Dylan's background when Elektra and Will presented him to her. They told her that she would be able to establish herself at Forrester Creations. Dylan was informed by Steffi that she would speak with her father. Dylan believed she was unfit to work in the fashion industry, but she might still be given a chance. The hypocritical Deke may have a new position with Katie's new fashion firm, according to BNB fans. Fans of BNB, however, are unable to ignore this plot's hypocrisy. Dylan might be able to get a new position at Forrester Creations, even if he doesn't have any official training or expertise in the industry. She might, however, wind up in an administrative role. However, supporters continued to express their opinions on X, which was once Twitter. "What is happening here?" wrote a fan. Someone else said, "So they didn't have room for Deke, who is a designer who has attended design school, but they have room for Dylan with no real talents except preschool art. They fired Deke, who was actually a good designer, and now Miss Dylan strolls in off the street, no experience, and they want to give her a job." Another viewer questioned the plot, commenting, "So there was no room for Deke at Forrester, but they can create a position out of thin air for Dylan? This show SMH." Another viewer commented, "Deke came from fashion school and was told he didn't have enough experience for HFT. Dylan comes off the street and admits she knows nothing about fashion. Steffi says she'll talk to Ridge about hiring her for FC." A keen-eyed fan also noted that Deke's designs remained on the desk. "If Deke's designs aren't good enough, why are they in the CEO's office?" they questioned. Does this image imply that, despite her lack of creativity and competence, Dylan will eventually replicate Deke's creations and use them for herself? How do you feel about the plots of Dylan and Deke? Do you see the hypocrisy here too? Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Brian Nicoletti, a fearless and attractive newcomer, felt mentored by Torsten K. Brian Nicoletti made light of the fact that he was at ease with Linnea Grace and Torsten K. Brian Nicoletti debuts as RJ on Thursday. The Bold and the Beautiful by Forrester. The cast, which included Torsten K., who acted as a sort of father figure, welcomed the actor with open arms. Important takeaways. Brian Nicoletti described his experience playing the son of Brooke and Ridge. The actor talked candidly about his audition process and B&B experience. His father on film has already given him a hearty welcome. Brian Nicoletti's B&B journey uncovered. Nicoletti discussed his path to the CBS serial opera in an interview with TV Insider. He first submitted a tape to the show, which resulted in an in-person audition with Linnea Grace and Torsten K. In actuality, K resembled the fatherly character he portrays on the show, Nicoletti said. Torsten really took me under his wing, and both of them were incredible. And then my agents called me the next day and told me that they wanted to cast me. Nicoletti is taking over for Joshua Hoffman, who departed in 2024. During that period, RJ handled his new life apart from his ex-girlfriend Luna, who turned out to be a murderous, nasty person. In the midst of the fashion battles, the character will return to Los Angeles on Thursday, January 15th. When the actor wrote about it in his journal, he unconsciously displayed this. But since the audition process might take months, he wasn't sure he would get it. It was really unexpected because I was writing in my journal about the audition when I received the call. I was ecstatic for the remainder of the day, but I had no idea how long it would take to hear from them, Nicoletti said. Setting clear priorities. RJ. When he last appeared on the show, he kind of lost his place. Nicoletti had a clear picture of his current life as he looked back at his past. He clarified, he's developed into this man who's really trying to figure out what his values and where his priorities should be. At the moment, RJ is preoccupied with his family's legacy, which may be in danger of disintegrating. Eric might decide to work for Katie's fashion firm after his brief retirement. In the meanwhile, RJ is drawing boundaries in the conflict between Spencer and Forrester. Nicoletti claims to bring a new energy to the character that viewers of B&B have not previously witnessed. His main goal for the time being is to tell RJ the truth. Forrester. What does RJ possess a secret? B&B spoilers. Electra Forrester was caught harassing Dylan, who was homeless. On The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra Forrester ought to be the happiest person alive, but she can't get rid of the nagging suspicion that homeless Dylan is attempting to take her man. Did Looney Luna's young romance end up being destroyed by an unemployed art teacher who lived in her car? To Electra's credit, she has every right to be concerned about Dylan, and will Spencer Jr. Will she, however, go too far? Electra is aware of what will happen at Forrester Creations next week. According to spoilers, Dylan will show up for her first day of work. It seems that Steffi Forrester has taken Hayes' painting instructor under her wing and secured her a job at the company. Electra Forrester has always made an effort to impress Queen Steffi at work, and it is no secret that she looks up to her. When Dylan unexpectedly becomes Steffi's protege, tensions will rise. Electra snaps on Dylan. Since joining The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra Forrester has been the epitome of perfection. Because Forrester Princess was so perfect, Remy Price even followed her all the way to Los Angeles. However, there is more to Forrester Princess than meets the eye. When Electra doesn't get her way, what happens? Because Dylan is moving into Will's guest house, Electra is already in a frenzy. Dylan is attempting to steal her career in addition to her guy. According to teasers for Bold and Beautiful, Electra will eventually confront her man's new roommate, because she will not be able to watch helplessly while Dylan takes her life. Will be horrified by Electra's behavior. It will seem horrible if someone hears Electra threatening a destitute girl who has no family and no money. Even worse, Spencer will be horrified that his girlfriend is harassing someone who is already struggling. Does Electra have a legitimate fear that Dylan will take her life? Or is she just overly suspicious? Will Spencer and Electra be split up by Dylan? It's no coincidence that Miss Dylan has become one of The Bold and the Beautiful's most talked about mysteries. While her last name is strangely concealed, she is living with the Forresters, working for them, developing feelings for their men, and interfering in their lives. Fans of soap operas are aware that B&B won't reveal a last name unless it poses a risk. Furthermore, the ideas regarding Dylan's actual identity are becoming more and more sinister. Why Dylan's last name is important and hidden. We've met Dylan. We've heard her first name a lot. However, nobody is aware of her last name, not even Steffi, Finn, Electra, or the audience. That is a great tale from Bold and the Beautiful. Fans are certain Dylan didn't just happen to be homeless in Los Angeles. A hidden last name typically indicates a buried legacy connection, a secret hatred, or a lineage that threatens the Forrester empire. She came with a purpose. Red flags are raised by Dylan's obsession with Will Spencer. One thing is certain, though. Will Spencer Jr. piques Dylan's curiosity. Too much interest. Electra Forrester is already tense because, according to spoilers, sparks will ignite between the new housemates. The crucial hint, however, is that Dylan cannot be a Logan or a Spencer. Dylan's attraction to Will makes it obvious that no soap opera would go there. Thus, their family names are no longer relevant. This drastically reduces the field and raises suspicions about far more harmful legacies. Enter R.J. Forrester. And a possible Marone bombshell. The timing of Forrester's comeback couldn't be more ideal. R.J. may be attracted to Dylan, according to rumors, but that's where things get awkward. Because the truth might quickly come to light if Dylan responds incorrectly to R.J. R.J. Forrester is Nick Marone's son, and Dylan might be Massimo Marone's secret daughter. If Dylan has ties to the Marones, she and R.J. might be linked, which would account for the show's cautious handling of their relationships. It's a huge hint if Dylan avoids intimacy, shuts R.J. down severely, or reacts emotionally to his name alone. It grows darker. Is Sheila Carter's daughter Dylan Massimo Marone? According to one of the more controversial claims, Dylan may be half Sheila Carter and half Massimo Marone. If that's the case, then everything suddenly makes sense. Her erratic upbringing, her obsession with Forrester men, her quick access to Steffi's house and kids, her unsettling serenity in the midst of chaos, and the fact that a Sheila Marone child would be genetically modified for retaliation and would have every right to despise the Forresters. Particularly after decades of betrayal, power struggles, and legacy destruction. Is Dylan a corporate saboteur and secret spectra? Another significant claim that is gaining popularity is that Dylan might be a long-lost spectra. When you consider this spoiler, Dylan is anticipated to begin collaborating closely with Steffi at Forrester Creations. That theory gets alarming. Dylan is in a prime position to spy from within FC, undermine designs, sabotage leadership, and exact revenge for the destruction of her family if she is connected to Sally Spectra or the Spectra dynasty. The Spectras have long sought retribution, and Dylan might be the sleeper agent who eventually delivers it. Romance or revenge? Both may be true according to soap opera history. Dylan is not forced to choose between retaliation and love. She is able to flirt with Will, charm Steffi, gain Finn's confidence, and continue to carry out a long-term strategy against the Forresters. That type of villain, whom no one suspects until it's too late, is the most dangerous. The bottom line, it's not a mistake that Dylan's last name is missing. It's a loaded pistol just ready to go off. Dylan didn't just happen to be in Los Angeles, regardless of whether she is a Spectra, a Marone, Sheila's daughter, or something even worse. The Forrester family may come to the realization that they allowed their adversary to enter via the front door, once her true identity is discovered. What are your thoughts? Is Dylan here to exact revenge or for love? And whose ancestry will be revealed at last? Will's tour, Eric's big move, and Donna's fierce defense. Donna Logan Forrester's defense ridge is massaging Brooke Logan Forrester in the office when Donna interrupts. Donna wants to discuss Katie. The blonde is concerned about their sister's stress levels. Katie is over her head, according to Ridge. All Donna wants is harmony within the family. Brooke complains that Katie is dissing her. Brooke says, "It's like she's stealing from me." According to Ridge, Katie doesn't give a damn about harming Brooke. Donna claims that's untrue. Katie is attempting to steal what she created with her partner, according to Brooke, who stands with Ridge. According to Donna, all three of them share the Logan name. Ridge disagrees, claiming that Brooke is the only one who owns it in the fashion industry. Will Spencer's tour? Dylan will receive a tour of Forrester Creations from Spencer and Electra Forrester. Dylan finds out that Will and Electra originally met here. Dylan is incredibly appreciative of their assistance and is unsure of how she will pay them back. Dylan and Electra discuss bonding with Bad Bunny. Dylan believes that if they could all collaborate, it would be fantastic. Electra believes she will always enjoy having her pal around. Dylan returns home. Will wants to make up once she's gone. Will is thrilled by Elektra's generosity toward others. He finds it attractive that she genuinely cares about other people. Eric Forrester's big move Katie is on the phone at her office. She looks fantastic in that zebra blouse. Eric enters and surveys the workspace. Katie requires a designer. If only someone had half of Eric's skill. They talk about Deke Sharp. They believe he has the intelligence to redefine luxury in America. Katie needs a great designer in the interim, but she hasn't found one yet. Eric receives several portfolios from Katie. They haven't been wowed by the designer's portfolios thus far. Katie is concerned about her relationship with Brooke. Eric believes that everything will work out. Eric abruptly offers to be Katie's designer after a short while. Katie is stunned, of course. But will this actually work? Or would it merely exacerbate the situation between Ridge and Brooke?
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.